So I guess I just want to record this, get this down. So I found out a couple things about like my childhood, and yeah, it just really throws me off. And I don't want to sound too dramatic about it, but I don't even I don't know if my perspective from my childhood is true at all. I don't know. You know, did you know I went to my mother? Okay, before I continue, what is more important? Where a person is born at, birthed out of the vaginal canal, or where a person is being carried at by their mother, right? And who the attending doctor is while that baby is in the womb. What's more important? I mean, they're both, of course, equally important, but that time your mom is carrying you, those 9 months, that's important. What happened in those 9 months? She went to a pediatric clinic in Roseville, Michigan, area code 48066. It's called Hollywood Pediatric Clinic. Hollywood Pediatric Clinic. My mom's attending doctor was a guy named Parvin A. Mirabati. I remember hearing him talk about Mirabati when I was a kid. It's a weird name. I like it. And it's actually a really cool name if you look up the meaning, like where it came from and stuff. It's like Persian or something like that. And Bodhi means like had a bit of a higher status, I think. And then the Mira, that part is cool. It's like mirror. I don't know, it's kind of like Fox person, you know? F-U-X. Anyway, so I went to the address of Parvin A. Mirabati is 18811 East 10 Mile Road, Roseville, Michigan, 48066. It's very interesting. I don't think these things are coincidences. And if you're following me right now, you're following me. In that area, if you just drive around, there's like, okay, 2 blocks over from Hollywood Pediatric Clinic, which it's not there. We'll get to that in a second. It's like, not 2 blocks, maybe like 1 block. Yeah, 2 blocks. No. It's like 1 block. It's Chippendale Street. And on Chippendale Street, you have a bunch of churches. All God's people churches there. At the corner of Church Street and Chippendale is the Roseville Administration Building for their public school system. Right across from All God's People Church, which looks like a big ass podunk warehouse where they fucking keep kids in the basement. That's what it looks like. In the back, there's all these like big older trucks that are a little bit rusted out. They're not dingy, they're not super bad, but they're just dingy, and it's like, bruh, All God's People Church. What is this place? You know. Yeah. Anyway, there's a bunch of other little churches around in the area, and you know, when I was a kid, I remember going to all these little churches. My friend Brett, his mom Tracy Ice at the time, she used to take me with him to all these to all these churches, dude. And yeah, I don't know. There's things I think that I just can't prove yet, but they used to take me with them, and then I don't know. Then they used to pick me for like all of this stuff in elementary school to like, you know, do extra like activities to help out other kids. You know, they put me in positions to be like a mentor to other kids my age and stuff like that. And my mom always had me on stage, always had me on stage. And it's just, I never minded. I thought it was fun. But I was born at Hollywood Pediatric Clinic by Mirabati, right? All right. Now, which Hollywood Pediatric Clinic, if you type in 18811 East 10 Mile Road, Roseville, Michigan, okay, that's the address for a place called 701 Suits, or Suits 701, Suites, okay? Next to that is called 701 Salon, all right? There's numerology all over this, all over it. It's wild. You know, my birthday, 121919899. I don't know. But what the problem is you can find numerology in everything, right? And so if you go looking for it, you can go crazy. So what's in, like, I think that movie with Jim Carrey, the number 23, is about. Because 5 is a very important number. 5 is a very important number. Yeah, very important number. Um, so anyway, where was I? Yeah, sorry, the light turning off like that last me. Uh, distracted me. But it is very, 5 is an incredibly important number. I've been seeing, but the problem is that when you go looking for this stuff, that's what I was saying. It's everywhere. You could find numerology everywhere. Always numbers add up. Things are random, whatever. But the truth is that you can actually consciously make a system with all of the numbers in it in some type of coherence like it is in numerology. You can create that if you know the system, right? So I spent the last long, like, 15, 20 years learning about the occult because I love it. It's fucking so fun, you know? Uh, it's like when I look at all this information, I can see it, you know what I mean? But anyway, at the address of the attending doctor, Dr. Mirabati, which that guy's name and his address are on my birth certificate. So I'm not getting that information from nowhere. I'm getting his name and my address from my birth certificate. So in 1989, there was a place called Hollywood Pediatric Clinic right at that location, right? Okay, sounds good. Now, if you go to that physical building, 18811 East 10 Mile Road, 48066, okay, if you go there, there is no Hollywood Pediatric Clinic, even though it says it's there on Google, still to this day, because it would make sense if, like, maybe it's not there anymore, but it's not that it's not there anymore. Google says it's still there. It says it's ran by Parvin A. Mirabati, who has been in practice for 51 years, so we know it's not his daughter, which sure, he might have a daughter, I know I'm being weird, but, like, he's been in, so it's the same motherfucker, right? They're showing me on Google, same motherfucker. But when you go there, that building doesn't exist. But what does exist, there's a few different ties here. What does exist is a random sign on the front of, like, a wig shop. It's like where that Hollywood place used to be. There is a pharmacy, there is a wig shop, there is a Suit 701, and then there's Salon 701, all right? On the wig shop, there's a little sign, just a sign, no storefront, no nothing, and it says Mimic Insurance, Meemic, okay? Mimic Insurance. So you look up Mimic Insurance. What the fuck is Mimic Insurance? It's so random. Mimic, it's got a cool name though. Mimic, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, right? M, which is, anyway, Mirabati, you know? I know, I'm sorry. Okay. So Mimic Insurance is actually an insurance company that was created to provide insurance for educational workers, so people who work at the schools, people who are actually teachers and all that stuff. And the idea was that they could provide this service in order to be able to provide grants and loans and stuff to teachers and other like educational purposes. Okay, so they were owned by GMAC until I think which is I think the General Motors something company, or General Motors Automotive Company. Okay, and then in 2016 they were bought by it's the ACIS or ACIS or AICS. Okay, either one. So General Motors owned them, and then about 10, 15 years ago they got bought out by ACIS. Okay, so Mimic. And on this article that I read, it says that Mimic, they're not really even like, they still have the locations and they still have all that stuff, but they're not necessarily selling their own products anymore. I read that. That might not be true. I'm gonna confirm this on my way back. Actually, well, after I move to the next leg of this journey, I need to rest. But yeah, so I know it's really fun. It's me finding out about my childhood. So this would be random, right? Mimic would lead absolutely nowhere most of the time, okay? Because I at first was just like, oh, wow, that's a really cool insurance agency. Why the fuck is there a sign for it? Well, the place was supposed to be the pediatric clinic that my mom went to while I was in her stomach. you know? Yeah. So, let me tell you something. I was looking all this up because I'm like, okay, me, ma, mirror body, mimic. You know what I mean? M. All right, cool. And then it was like, I Google searched Parvin A. Mirabati. Okay, the name Parvin A. Mirabati, Roseville, Michigan, 48066, 1989, because that's the birth year of me. Okay, so I searched what I just said. Go back and look. Don't make me repeat myself. All right, so freaking sorry, this part gets exciting. This is the cool part. Fucking, so I type that in and I go down, and it's just a bunch of bullshit. But there's what it tells you that it's Hollywood Pediatric Clinic. Like it tells you that at the top of Google. And then if you go down, it's just kind of like random stuff, like, doctor review websites. He's got like the best vaginal prolapse reconstructive thing in the world or something. Proud of that guy, Mr. Mirabati. Good job. Anyway, so hey, he's just doing us all a solid. I mean, I appreciate that kind of work. Anyway, sorry. All right, so, where was I? Gotta quit goofing around. So, what's it called? Oh yeah. So on the Google, Google searched the full name of my mom's gynecologist obstetrician, attending doctor. Well, I think it's called the attending doctor. I could be wrong. He's not the dude who delivered me. He's the dude who took care of me in the womb, Mirabati, at Hollywood Pediatric Clinic, right? So you search the dude's name, random articles come up. There's one article, though, that comes up that's very interesting and does not belong. It's called Pointer of Interest, okay? And it's an article from 1991 from Grosse Pointe Shores. And in that article, it has a write-up about a woman named Lynn DeGrande. And Lynn DeGrande listen, I know that last name. It means the great. I know that last name from when I was a kid. My brother had this woman as a teacher. I had she got married by the time I was in the 5th grade, or remarried or something. I'm not sure. By the time I was in the 5th grade. But, yeah, I had her as my 5th grade teacher. And I always remember, I loved that one. But I don't think who I'm thinking of was my teacher, the person who there's a picture of her, who Lynn Grande was, in this news article. And I remember when I looked at her face for the first time in that news article, it was like I was seeing somebody who I like, oh my God, there she is. It's that kind of a feeling. It was very weird, but at the same time, it was like, because that's the educational piece that ties Mimic Insurance. That's what ties Mimic Insurance in. This woman, Lynn Grande, she's got a daughter. I know it. Her name's Lisa or something. Lisa DeGrande, or Lisa. She probably got married. Yeah, who was the teacher of me and all my siblings. But anyway, freaking yeah, that's what ties it together. This woman was like, I don't think she was a teacher at my elementary school like her daughter was. But, I mean, maybe she wasn't. I just don't remember. That face, I remember seeing that face. All the time. That face is in my mind. And not in a weird way. Just like, you see a face and you're like, oh my gosh,